Good morning to you. Good morning to you. So, I am dropping in with another video. So, as you see, I already have my screen and everything ready. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully, you have graced this day, not just with your presence, but affirming who you are and what type of day that you want to have. So, that's something that I do. That's something that I have taught my kids to do. So even when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed in that moment, you have the ability to shift it, to change it. Words are powerful. So I hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this video. But whenever you do watch it, please hashtag replay in addition to just sharing your thoughts and comments, right? So, the title of this is Life Equals Ministry and Business. So, in the thing, I put social media sites are making it possible for us to be in multiple places at the same time, which is very important with anything you are doing, especially if you are trying to put out a service, a product, or yourself, right? And so, it's said that Facebook is the hugest driver, that most people are on Facebook. That's where all the advertising is and all of that. Well, we all know Facebook owns Instagram. And as you see, each time Instagram makes a change, it's something that makes it more seamless to connect the two together. So I'm going to be talking about that really quickly. I'm going to explain what I mean about life equals ministry and business, because a lot of people have created their business and their ministry off of their life experiences, things that they went through and they were able to overcome. So when we look at all the life coaches, what are they talking about? Personal life experiences. What did they take those personal life experiences and turn them into businesses? When we think about sharing our life experiences, the business may not be for everybody, right? But then that's ministry. And when I say ministry, I'm not talking about just being in the pulpit. Ministry is sharing your story with someone else, letting someone else know that they can make it, showing someone how you can make it, right? So that's why I say life equals ministry and business. They all go together at some point in time, because actually you could be trying to do business with somebody. They don't want the business aspect, but your story that you're telling them is what resonates with them, which causes them to want to have change, right? So again, that's what I mean by that. What I also want to share quickly is this. I didn't change the title. I really didn't care to, because I know what it is. Let me try to just show it on here really quick. Yes, I'm moving fast. So this is actually a sheet. On this sheet, it has your month, your published date, your title, and then I actually altered it for me. I left the middle section blank, and then status. This is a sheet that I go to when I'm doing automation. I know what days I already have posts scheduled, what the posts are about, and the times that they're being scheduled. And then in status, you could put whatever. The title, I put a little note what the post is about. If it's about life, if it's a check-in, whatever that is. So when I look at this, I know that I'm good. Automation is great, because especially if it's only you. We cannot be in multiple places at the same time, but we can. And so all of 2020, what I purposed to do was learn automation, and not automation based on what everybody else was doing, but what I was able to do and what works for me in my business and my ministry. And I want to share that with you. So if you have ever talked to me about doing business and stuff like that, oftentimes the first thing I see that people get is a Facebook business page. I don't encourage it, but I don't discourage it, because if you know how to work it, work it. However, if you have an Instagram, if you have a personal Facebook page, if you have a business Facebook page, if you are on Twitter, if you are on LinkedIn, if you are on whatever else is out there, that becomes a lot. So I've learned to streamline. I don't want to be on everything. Could that be a hindrance? Yes. Could it not? Yes. But I want to perfect what I am on. And I want to be able to show up the way that I have, the vision I have for my business and my ministry. And so, if you currently have a Facebook business page and you really haven't been doing anything with it, again, the algorithm and all of that, it's really, it's not impossible, but it's really hard. Good morning. It's really hard to figure this out if you're just doing it by yourself. Yes, you can go to YouTube University, but again, how much time do you really have? So I just want to show you something here that I found and I'm appreciating, and I am going to learn it more. So if you can see here on the screen, I have Canva up. If you're not familiar with Canva, canva.com. Great service. I utilized it a lot under the free package, which you are able to do a lot and get a lot for free. But I pay for it, which is $12.95, something in that ballpark. The best $12.95 I've ever spent in my life. So Canva, I'm going to start off with Canva. Canva also has the ability for you to create content directly from Canva. So instead of having to create the stuff, then download it to your phone or your computer, Canva said, hey, we can go ahead and connect you directly to some specific social media sites, as well as have you schedule your own calendar all in one place. So I'm going to first start here with Canva. So I'm already signed in and everything. If you go here to the side, it says Content Planner. Now I'm still working on mine because it shows that I'm connected, but it's not connecting. So let's just say I go here for the date of the 10th. I can either create a design or design, right? I'm just going to see how far it lets me go, because like I said, I have an issue with mine. But basically what you do, you're able to choose the design. And if you do what I do, I create multiple content in one folder. So if you see here, it has 1 to 10 pages, right? So of course, we're not going to do all 1 to 10. At least I'm not. I'm just going to do the first page. So you click whatever page you want. Your content you could have created could have been on page 5, whatever page. Then here, it's going to ask you to schedule it. From Canva, you have the ability to schedule to your Facebook page, Twitter, your Facebook group, Pinterest, LinkedIn, profile page, Slack, and Tumblr. Once you select one of these, it's going to have you do the whole connection process. That's actually a walkthrough you can do on your own. But once you do that, basically it's going to show up here saying, hey, on the 10th, you have this post scheduled to go on Facebook at this time. It's already here. You don't need, like, I like papers for certain things, but it's already here. You can literally come to this calendar and say, all right, I have everything planned out for the month. Everything planned out for the month for my Facebook. I wanted to post 5 things on LinkedIn. I have all those scheduled out, whatever you need to do. Learn how to utilize and take your time to go through and discover what these tools have, because as social media changes, these things that we pay for, they change. And so that's Canva. Again, canva.com. And I can tell when people are using Canva because it's all the same designs. I always tweak mine and sometimes I leave it the same, but great, great, great tool for anything that you're doing. So that's Canva. Now I am on Facebook. So if you have a Facebook business page, this is your main page, right? Then you'll go over here to your business page. For mine, it's my ministry page, Healing for Her Ministry. Once you click on that, because I've already clicked on it, it's going to open up what is now called Business Suite. It used to be called Pages, but they changed this whole thing into Business Suite, right? And if you can see, I already did some scheduling. I just wanted to play around with it, make sure that they were going to post, one, that they were going to post, two, they were going to post when scheduled, and three, how I would be able to look at the content, the responses. So as you see on here on my Facebook business page, because I didn't have the time, I didn't want to figure out the algorithm and all that, I really haven't been active on the page. However, from Instagram, I would post to the page. But now Facebook has said, we're going to create this business suite, suite, whatever word is your preference. And let me make sure. I gotta make sure. That y'all can hear me. Who's ever watching, can you hear me? I normally check the sound. And it is not allowing me to. Okay, here we go. Okay. So good. I just had to make sure my sound was good. So in this, being in more than one place at one time, doing it the easiest way possible, and not thinking that you have to spend all day on one thing. Literally, you can come in here and select create a post, or either from your page. Like you're about to make a post, you can do it from there as well. But in here, if you see, it asks you, okay, where you want this post to go? Do you want it to go to both pages? Do you want it to go to one or the other? So there are certain things, of course, Instagram can't do that Facebook can do. So if you're only posting to Facebook, it gives you the option to, do the different color background colors and all of that. Now, if you are posting to Instagram as well as Facebook, this would actually, it's going to tell you, hey, you can post. However, on Instagram, you can't post more than 10 pictures. You can do photo, video, or create a video. For links, like I just maneuvered over it. It'll tell you Instagram doesn't support links being published. So if that's what you want to do, you deselect Instagram. So it's just, those little things that are specific to Facebook that do not transfer to Instagram and vice versa. But literally here, and I'm just gonna do one so you guys can see. So I have my, okay, let me make sure I'm still connected. Okay, so here we go. So let's just say, hey, I'm scheduling, here. This is what I'm going to do. You can come here and click that down arrow, and it says schedule post. Pick the day, pick the time, hit schedule, and you're good to go. Schedule post, it's going to tell you that it's scheduling, and it will post it on that day and time that you selected. And again, while you're doing this, it's going to tell you, okay, you can do this, you can't do that, or this is what you would need to do to make it happen. So being in multiple places, then you have this here. It's going to list everything that you have scheduled. It's going to let you know if it's public or private, your date, what your message is, right? You can bypass scheduling and just hit publish now. And then you can also choose not to publish it. So that's something that I wanted to just share really quick on that tip. How to be in multiple places at one time. So if you have a Facebook page that you really have not been using and you want to start utilizing it, this automation, for me, it's going to be a game changer. Because just having the benefit of scheduling posts, just like I do in the group, I may do it a week out. For some posts that may be easier than others, I can do it the whole month out. So while I'm not trying to manually do something, I can be using my time doing something else, right? So that's what I wanted to share in reference to automation, this type of automation, Facebook to Instagram, as well as if you're like me, a paper person, like I showed you, there's social media forms. You could create your own where you can put your date, your title, and just know what you have going on for that. So again, just touching back on this life equals ministry and business. Life equals ministry and business because that's where it comes from. Nobody has just woke up and said, hey, this is a great idea for no reason. Oftentimes we come up with ideas and fixes to solve a problem from something that we've experienced, we've seen other people go through. So that's life. And then what happens is we start sharing that information. We become passionate about it. We start educating people. We want to equip people with, what we've learned. That's the ministry aspect. When you hear the word ministry, get it out of your mind that it just means sitting in church in a pulpit. You don't just do ministry inside of the four walls. So that's the ministry component of it. And then whether you stay in that ministry vein or turn it into a business, but they all connect in some type of way. And then it's okay. It's okay to be good, be excellent in more than one thing. You just want to make sure that what you're saying, you're delivering it with clarity so people understand, what you're offering, what you're doing, especially if you're already known for this particular thing. In addition to that, it's Bible for us to have multiple streams of income. But do not allow the goal of having multiple streams of income confuse people along the way. That's all I'm going to say about that, because there is a way to transition, to let people know without verbally saying it, you're going from this, or in addition to this, you are now doing that. So I'm gonna stay right here and just explain that. So you've probably heard the word branding over and over again. Brand yourself, brand yourself. You are your brand, brand, which is true. If you look at the people that you follow on social media, they are not just doing one thing. And if you take a look back, you'll be able to see where they began to transition you into the next thing that they were going to do. So it's great having the ability to have multiple streams of income, to be multi-talented, and that works for you. But be very clear in how it's being delivered and how it's being displayed. Do what works for you. But be clear. Don't allow people to be confused. If one day you're doing makeup and then a month later you're saying, hey, come to me for your taxes. And then the month after that, you're saying, hey, buy this book. It's like, okay, wait, do you do taxes? Are you a writer? So branding is important when you're transitioning or you're adding to what you already do. So um, Canva, as well as Facebook, for you to be able to post, share, educate. Because again, you don't just have to do posts, you can do videos, and help you be able to focus on the main thing. And especially if right now you're a team of one, you'll be able to focus on, creating and doing all that without the, okay, I got to go post, I got to go do this, I got to go do that. And so that's what I wanted to share and talk about a little bit. Life, ministry, life equals ministry and business. So continue to invite ladies into the group that you feel that this may be a help to. Explain to them though, before you just send them an invite, like say, hey, I really think this group would benefit you and this is why. And if you watch the introduction video to this group, I said that I was purposely going to be giving away information that I have either paid for with my time or my money. That I felt like you could have just told me that and I still would have came to you for a product or service. But don't try to make me pay for it. Come on. So I've been intentional about that because I feel like whether I give it to you for free or not, somebody else can give it to you. But if my product or my service or what I'm doing, that's like a small part. So why wouldn't I? So when you do invite, please explain to them, what it's for. And like I said, this goes with your personal life as well, because we're talking about scheduling, right? What does your day look like? Do you get up in the morning and you're all over the place because you didn't plan or prepare the day before, days before? So this is flowing into life as well. Because if your personal life is out of whack, it's going to show up in your business, it's going to show up in your ministry. So that's the first priority for us, the life part. Like when I get up, I'm not trying to figure out what I'm doing today, how I'm doing it, what I'm going to do first, and all of this. If some things need to get tweaked, they get tweaked. But life, we got to do life first because all this stuff attaches to it. So maybe you could, I don't have mine printed out, but if you're not good with that, print out. They have them online. You could just put in daily, weekly schedule. Like challenge yourself in that area. Challenge yourself in that area because again, it's going to show up. You can be gifted to do business. Your product and your service can be great, but sometimes people won't bother with your product or service, or sometimes if you're all over the place, because that says, hey, if they're all over the place with just this, they're going to be all over the place in their business and, trying to sell me something. And I'm not okay with that. So priority, life, self, and this equals ministry and business. Thank you for tuning in. Again, continue to invite women in. Tell them why you're inviting them. And I'll see y'all on the other side. Oh, and if you did not catch, there's another training in this group. If you didn't catch that video, please watch it. Comment below. Get some takeaways. And that particular video, though, will disappear in 30 days. So this your girl, Shy, and I'll see you on the other side.